One of the biggest talking points of the 2026 FIFA World Cup began with a moment that looked like the start of a historic upset. Germany, four-time world champions and one of football's most successful nations, were facing Curaçao in Houston. Few expected the Caribbean side to challenge a team with Germany's pedigree, but football has always been a sport where surprises can happen. As the match unfolded, Curaçao shocked the crowd by finding an equalizer against the German Giants. The stadium erupted with excitement as fans realized they might be witnessing one of the tournament's most memorable underdog stories. The players celebrated passionately, feeding off the energy of thousands of supporters who suddenly believed that something special could happen. However, only moments after the goal, the referee stopped play for a scheduled hydration break. It was not because of an injury, foul, or controversial decision. Instead, both teams were required to pause the match, take on fluids, and receive instructions from their coaching staffs. For several minutes, the game lost its rhythm as players gathered around their benches. When play resumed, the atmosphere felt completely different. The momentum that had driven Curaçao forward appeared to fade. Germany, meanwhile, used the interruption to regroup and reorganize. The experienced European side quickly regained control of possession and began dictating the tempo of the match. Before halftime, Germany scored multiple goals and turned a tense contest into a one-sided affair. By the final whistle, the scoreboard showed a dominant 7-1 victory for Germany. What had looked like the beginning of a legendary World Cup upset became another comfortable win for one of football's traditional powers. The result sparked debate among fans, pundits, and former players. Many wondered whether the hydration break had unintentionally influenced the flow of the match. The debate surrounding hydration breaks gained even more attention when several high-profile coaches began speaking publicly about the issue. Among them was Marcelo Bielsa, the respected Uruguay manager known for his deep understanding of football and his willingness to challenge accepted ideas. Speaking before one of Uruguay's World Cup matches, Bielsa argued that modern football is gradually being reshaped by changes that affect the natural flow of the game. While he acknowledged that some innovations have improved football, he suggested that mandatory stoppages during matches may be altering a sport that has traditionally been built on continuous action, momentum, and emotional intensity. Bielsa's comments quickly attracted global attention because they reflected concerns shared by many others within the football community. Coaches spend years developing systems that depend on rhythm, pressure, and momentum. When a match is interrupted, teams are given unexpected opportunities to reorganize, receive tactical instructions, and reset mentally. The discussion was not limited to one coach. Managers from several national teams expressed similar views. Some accepted that hydration breaks are important during extreme heat, but questioned whether they should be mandatory regardless of weather conditions. They argued that football has always adapted to different climates, and that interruptions should be based on necessity rather than routine scheduling. Supporters of the current system pointed out that player welfare must remain a priority, especially during a summer tournament played across large geographic regions. They believe that regular hydration opportunities can reduce risks associated with fatigue and heat-related health issues. As more coaches joined the conversation, it became clear that the debate was no longer about a single match. Another major argument raised by coaches involved the tactical impact of hydration breaks. In modern football, managers carefully plan substitutions, formation changes, and strategic adjustments around specific moments in a match. A scheduled pause can significantly alter those plans. Traditionally, coaches must communicate with players from the sidelines while the game continues. Hydration breaks create a different environment. Players gather around their coaching staff, receive detailed instructions, and sometimes make tactical adjustments that would normally wait until halftime. Some managers believe these stoppages effectively create additional mini-breaks within the game. Instead of two halves separated by halftime, matches can begin to feel divided into several smaller segments. This changes how teams manage energy levels, maintain pressure, and respond to difficult situations. Fans have also noticed the effect. Football supporters often enjoy the sport because of its continuous action and emotional intensity. During periods when a team is attacking relentlessly or building momentum, a sudden interruption can reduce excitement inside the stadium. The atmosphere that takes minutes to build can disappear in seconds. Several analysts observed that crowd reactions to hydration breaks varied depending on the situation. When a match was highly competitive and full of energy, some spectators appeared frustrated by the interruptions. Others understood the reasoning, but still felt that the pauses affected the spectacle. As the tournament progressed, discussions about the future of these breaks continued to grow. The issue was no longer simply about player hydration. It had expanded into a conversation about tactics, entertainment, tradition, and the overall identity of football itself. Beyond sporting concerns, another topic emerged during the debate: the commercial value created by additional stoppages during matches. Television broadcasts rely heavily on advertising and sponsorship opportunities, and scheduled breaks naturally create extra moments for broadcasters and sponsors to reach audiences. This reality led some observers to question whether commercial interests might influence future decisions regarding tournament regulations. While no official organization stated that advertising was the primary reason for the breaks, critics argued that the additional broadcast opportunities could make such measures more attractive from a business perspective. Supporters of the current system reject that argument, emphasizing that player welfare remains the central objective. They point out that international tournaments are physically demanding and that modern football requires athletes to perform at extraordinary intensity for long periods. Regardless of which side people support, one thing is certain: the conversation has revealed how much football continues to evolve. Every generation experiences changes to the sport, whether through new technologies, updated rules, or different approaches to competition. Some changes are widely accepted, while others spark passionate debate. The 2026 World Cup may ultimately be remembered not only for its goals and dramatic matches, but also for the questions it raised about the future direction of football. Should the game continue embracing new structures designed to protect players and support modern broadcasting? Or should it prioritize preserving the uninterrupted flow that has defined football for generations? For now, there is no universal answer. What is clear is that coaches, players, analysts, and supporters around the world are paying close attention.